So, I feel like "Hey guys, so, ... is the beginning of all of my videos. So, apparently that's just a thing now. But anyway, so I have been watching this tag go around about Be the Witchy Change. I had the pleasure of watching Random Witch's video when she made this live. You know, I dig what she was saying. As someone who has been on here for quite a while now, I kind of wanted to come on and, like, give my thoughts on this. Those of you who've, like, been subbed to me for this whole time know already. But I would consider myself one of the older YouTubers. I'm not the oldest, but I am one of the older ones. And I have seen this community go through many phases, many waxing and waning moons, if you will. Every now and then there comes this burst around that's like a call for support, and a call for, and not a call for support necessarily to make it a team versus team thing, but a call for support, just like, period. And I participated in the last one, which was essentially how we got YouTube Pagans and all of that. There was a video started, who was it? I think it was Nico. But anyway, someone made a video that was like, where is our community at? I made a video that was like, where is your head at? Where have you been? Because there was a lack of new faces, new perspective. I don't know. It was an in-between time for sure. In between the phases and everything. And that was really inspirational to watch. That was really inspirational to watch. And I met so many people from that little movement that I don't know if I would have normally. So I love the idea of shouting out to the lesser known channels. And I love the idea of saying, hey, everybody's craft is different. Everybody's practice is different, if you will. And that's okay, because we're all different people, and it's going to be that way. You know, I've practiced in covens, and still, even with the unified front in a coven circle, there's still the individual practice outside of it at home, which is very different. And sometimes not even the same pantheon or anything like that. Same culture. Yeah. I think that's a very important topic to talk about. If we define ourselves by our differences, then we limit ourselves. By finding what you are not, you limit yourself. And that doesn't mean that sometimes you can't say no to something, or, you know, that you just have to keep turning the other cheek and taking it or whatever. That doesn't mean that by any means. But what it does mean is that if you are like, well, I'm not this, or I would never do that, or da-da-da, you're really taking it back to yourself and your own shadow shit. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, and I respect that. That proves my point in a lot of ways. But I believe Joey said it best in one of her articles, which is like, keep your nose from over the hedge of your neighbor's fence, right? Like, that wasn't verbatim, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, don't worry about your witchy neighbor. Worry about you. You know, yeah, YouTube is made for sharing. It's made to experience things through other people's eyes, but that's the beauty of it. And when we start taking that away, like, we're taking away what makes YouTube so fucking charming. I mean, you can look at all of the bigger partners on here and how some of them can become, I said some of them can become very commercialized and kind of lose their spark in the process. And it's like, I don't want that in our pagan community. I want differences. I want to go and log on and be able to see someone doing hoodoo. I want to log on and be able to see an Irish witch working magic. I want to log on and be able to see some brujeria. I want to log on and be able to see a Hellenic witch, someone working with the Greek gods. I want to see, Pagyptian doing her thing, and Joanna DeVoe doing her thing. I want to see Anastasia Autumnfire crafting candles her way, and whether, that correspondence, because I've seen her do this, whether that correspondence matches in a book what she should use, or whether her heart is calling her to use it. Like, I support that she uses her heart to guide her. Of course I would, because I'm very heart-based. But what I'm saying is that all of our hearts are going to point to that kind of shit. And there comes a time when, as a pagan? No, as a human, you have to listen to your heart sometimes. And that's good. That's okay. That's what it's there for. Does that mean charge into the danger haphazardly all the time? Not necessarily. But your heart won't always pull you there all the time either. That's a whole different fucking topic. We're not even going to go there. Anyway, the point of this video was I have seen waves happen. I have watched them crash on the shores of YouTube, to get poetic, for many years now. And our differences make us fabulous. And to shun someone for being different, to shun someone to the extent that they cannot let their light, or darkness if you'd prefer, shine, takes away what it is to be human. Someone blows out a candle, someone snuffs it. To one person it's right, to the other it's right. When I catch myself judging on here, I stop myself, and I step back, and I look at me, and I look at what I'm judging in my own self. I am a very big fan of We Are Mirrors. And how you react to something is how you feel inside. It links in there somewhere. It fires something in our head that just leads down this trail to when we were maybe 7 years old. There are big traumas, and then there are little traumas, and the little traumas can stack onto them. They can piggyback. And then this builds this whole new sort of, lack of a better word, DNA structure in our brains. And we react with the world around us via that. We see those things. And whenever you're on here and you're like, well, that doesn't happen that way, or you have a knee-jerk reaction, well, she's doing this wrong. Or, as opposed on the other side, like, oh, I wish I had all that. Or, look at her, she just thinks she's like the boss witch. I want to challenge you to take a step back and think about what that means to you and why you feel that way. What row of events, what link of events happened to get you there? That's one thing. The other thing is that in watching all of these waves happen and crash upon the YouTube shores, I'm gonna that's gonna be the title or something. I need to make up a dramatic daytime soap opera theme, these are the shores of YouTube. Anyway, I appreciate that some people get on here and rant and some people don't, and I'm not talking about random in particular. I'm just saying, like, in general. I've seen people get on here and rant. And I've seen them be healthy rants that really, like, let that person go. And I've also seen them get the person even more worked up. And then, in turn, their like, subscribers are worked up and, like, go back and forth, and it turns into one of these, like, witch wars or some shit like that. And, I would just like to say I appreciate Random for reeling herself in every now and then to be very mindful of her energy and mindful that she doesn't leave that video with even more power to the quote-unquote opposing side, if you will, than when she started. Because sometimes that happens, and I have to click off because I'm not trying to feed that shit. So I just wanted to also point out, like, thank you for being very responsible for the energy that you bring, Random, because that video could have gone a very different way, and I think that you took it in a very mature direction, personally. Especially given that you were so worked up. And that means that, yeah, being worked up isn't a bad thing, but it can get out of hand really easily if you're not kind of staying focused on, like, if you're not directing your fire, you know? Like, as witches, that's what we do. Like, we take that and we direct it. And so I just wanted to say good job directing that. Something that I will say for the new people out there, if you have not made a video yet, because you are terrified of people judging you, of people rejecting you, of not being taken serious, or you feel like you have nothing to offer to the community, find it in yourself to not give a fuck. Just one little, like, not a fuck. Just one little one at first. Just a small baby step of not a fuck. And not a fuck. It's one word. And make a video. Do a voiceover. Do a clip. Show me your altar. Show me your favorite place outside. Show me your favorite tool. Show me the book that got you interested. Tell me who you are. Tell me about your animals. Tell me anything. The thing is that, and even I have found myself guilty of this over the years, is that people think that they need this, like, grand thing to share, right? They need to do it when there's this big thing that happens, or they have this big topic. But there are people who vlog, and you can't tell me that there's, like, a big thing that happens every single day about it. No, because the big grand thing is you. And that sounds so, like, kitschy, nursery story, happy. But it's true. You are the something special that you bring to YouTube. And I think Random actually touched on this too, or somebody. But, you know, if you're waiting for, like, that big topic, like, you're it. Tell us about you. Use your voice. People are calling me. Done? Okay. Also, I want to say, if you have any questions about getting started, if you're nervous, if you want support, it's here in the community. There are a lot of us that are very supportive because we're in the same boat as you in a lot of ways. Times, like, we were all new at some point, and the community supported us. We found friends. We found new ideas, new ways to do things, new thoughts to entertain, and new people to enrich our lives. It's pretty fucking cool. And if you're content to look and that's what you want to do, then cool, keep watching. But if you're someone who really wants to make a video, whether it's a voiceover or not, do it. Do it. And then tell me about it so I can come watch it. You know, the fear itself is scarier than the reality most of the time. The anxiety itself that we have around that thing about worrying. This is coming from Capricorn, folks. All I do is worry. That's my life. I have a backup plan for the backup plan for the backup plan for the backup plan for the other backup plan. And I'm telling you, the thing that I've learned is that the fear, not even the actual thing, not the actual event, but the fear can be built up to be so great when it stops us that when we actually do the thing, we realize that fear wasn't shit. And in our charging through, when we finally mustered up the courage, we realized that we're not charging into a battle. This is probably like a fucking picnic in a park. Like, just sit down and have a sandwich, man. Why'd you bring the sword? It happens a lot. Yeah, there's gonna be some haters. But I'm gonna tell you what. The haters, first of all, the thumbs down. Alright, fuck it. I don't care. The name calling and the trolling and all of that. I'm gonna be really real. Most of the time, trolls have nothing to go on that you haven't heard before. That you haven't probably already built up a thick skin about. Or that you don't already know about yourself to be otherwise false. Did I say that right? I'll be like, oh, thank you. Yeah, that is what you are. Very astute, sir. Very astute. You know thyself. Number one rule. Know thyself. Know yourself. Ain't nobody gonna tell you about you. You know you. You know, like when you consider that, when you consider you are with you all the fucking time. So, who does this troll think they are telling you who you are? The fear of getting the trolls hurts worse than really getting them most of the time. So, if that's what's stopping you, fuck them and feed them beans. Do you. I want to hear from you. Don't make the trolls keep you away so that I don't hear your voice. Because it's very important to hear everyone's voice. That means both listening and speaking. I want to hear what you have to say. I send support and gratitude to you guys for sharing pieces of your life with me. I have appreciated it over the years, and I will continue to do so.
Thank you for being a YouTube friend, for traveling down the road and back again. Your heart is true, and you are pals and confidants. And if you threw a YouTube party inviting everyone you knew, you would see that the biggest gift would be from me, and a card attached would say, thank you for being my YouTube friends.
If you got that, you are my new best YouTuber friend. Alright. Bye guys, I love your faces. I hope you're having a great day. And how'd you guys enjoy that fucking new moon?